Hi there. Today we will talk about not being enough. So come here to this space with me, take a deep breath, and let's talk about it. Almost everybody, if not everybody, have the feeling or have had the feeling at some point that they're not enough. And sometimes that feeling just comes and go. Those thoughts, they just keep coming, and it's almost irrelevant how far you've come. Those things will keep nagging at you. The problem is the relationship towards life. The problem is not what is actually happening, it's the perception of what is actually happening. For example, when I didn't have money, had a very limited amount of money, and had to eat beans and rice, the panic towards money was the same as the panic of earning thousands but having only saved certain amount. Well, for me from the past, this current situation would have been wonderful. The problem is not how much you have, the problem is the relationship you have about having or not having. What's causing disruption in your system is that panic, the drama. So, how would it be without the drama? How would it be if you knew you would never be happy, it would never be enough, regardless of whether that something would be $1,000 or $100,000? The relationship you have towards a certain amount is the relationship you have towards that amount once you reach it. So the thing we need to adjust is your relationship towards what you have. And the key there is always, 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 always gratitude. Don't look at what you don't have. Always look at what you do have. Always look at your current position and situation, looking backwards and see how far you've come. Always appreciate the journey, how far you've come. Pat yourself on the back. Yay, I did great actually. What I did is this, and that. Don't focus just on one thing you're not satisfied with. Because that feeling of being dissatisfied will be consistent unless you change it. Because that's kind of how we are wired. So you have to put in new wiring and new thoughts in your brain. So you have to change perspective and change your perception of yourself and the things and people in your life, and see and look at them and appreciate them deeply. The key is appreciating everything you have and appreciating how far you've come and how different you are now than the person you used to be. And take a look at all the good. Okay? Second example, my friend lives in England. She's planning to move to another country. She doesn't know whether she should move in a month. She doesn't know whether she should move in 2 months. What should she do after she moves? And then if you start thinking about making a decision and making a change, our brain starts coming up with all these fears. So you suddenly have 100 problems which are related to something that hasn't even happened yet. You haven't moved there yet. Once you decide to actually move there then you will deal with those problems. But until you are there, you don't have those problems. So come back to mindfulness. Be here now. And if there is something you really want to do but you don't have it yet, get used to saying yet. If you want something but you don't have it yet, put it to one side. Decide on the date you will give that to yourself. So for example, she decided she will move in 2 months' time or 3 months' time, but she will finish what she's doing in England first. And then once you made that decision, you can be here where you are now and actually finish and do the things you are doing here now where you are with the people that surround you. Because your attention is then here. Being here is enough for you. And instead of thinking, oh, it's not good enough here, it's not good enough there are problems here, and there are problems there, and there are problems here, and you're thinking and creating future possible, not yet happening, theoretical problems there, just because we're so used to the drama. We're so used to being dramatic. We're so used to problems happening. We're so used to the cycle of drama. But what if you can have it all? What if everything's fine? What if you have this country and that country? What if you have this money now and you will have that money in the future? What if you are exactly where you need to be and have exactly what you need to have, and you are allowing space for the things to unwind in their own time because you trust they will in the best way possible? You maybe can't tell now what that actually will look like, because we know something is happening, but we don't really know why, and we don't need to control it all, do we? So, not enoughness, forget about it and start appreciating everything you do have. The trick is changing your energy and changing your focus, changing your vibration from the lack to abundance. And that's how you create safety and peace for yourself. And that's when you ground yourself, you balance yourself, and then you can make good decisions. Then you can see things as they are. Then you look at the world through positive lens and not through a negative one. And then you get out of the drama cycle and create safety cycle and inspiration cycle. And you even become curious about life and curious about how things will develop, because you always look at it from a point of view which is good for you. So with the not enoughness, stop focusing on the lack and start focusing on what you have an abundance of, and have fun with it. If you have abundance of drama, then you can laugh about it and say, wow, I'm learning so much, like so much drama around me. I know what I don't want to have anymore. Such good lessons. And that immediately changes your energy and focus. And regarding decisions and decision making, if you decide, put it to one side, and that will happen when it happens. But for now, where you are is enough. And what you do is enough, and focus your attention to how to maximize what you have, how to fully use what you have, whether it's your money, your place where you're living, your talents, people around you. Maximize, use everything you have currently, what surrounds you now. And when you are in another place, then you will have the same approach. You will kind of use up the maximum potential of the place you will be at. But wherever you are now, whatever you have, take the most of it, use the most of it, take maximum value out of that. And when you're somewhere else, in another position, in another phase of your life, you will deal with what comes then. All right? We are not dealing with future problems now. We are appreciating what we have and doing what we can now. We are doing the best we can with what we have now. So I was feeling a little bit stuck, but after the conversation with my friend, she inspired me to actually do something different, and she noticed that flowing with Sanda isn't really flowing anymore. So she said, well, what if, Sanda, you just sit down and make a video about what we just talked about? So that's what I decided to do something new, shake up that energy. And whenever we open up something new, a new path continues to develop. All right, thank you very much. Lots of love. And see you next time.